Good morning, Las Vegas, and everyone else. Sick and tired here. Today we are going to be reading some Am I the Asshole posts from Am I the Asshole? I do also just want to let you guys know that I will be going out of town next weekend. I will be in Montana for 7 days. I have a few videos that are already pre-recorded and ready for upload. Hopefully I did it correctly. I probably won't have the regular 5 a week that I try to do, but there will be a few. But I will be sending you guys pictures of Montana while I'm out there because it is very beautiful. I cannot wait to get out of the heat, trust me. Oh, it is hot here in Vegas right now. Am I the asshole for saying kids will be kids when my children hit another child? I feel like this is already a yes. I have 3 kids, female 13, male 9, and female 1. Recently, we went to a birthday party, and there were many other kids around. One of the kids was my cousin's daughter, female 4, who is a very bratty kid. She's bratty? Oh, well then it's fine if your kids are slapping her up. That totally changes everything. My cousin's daughter was playing with my youngest and slapped her, which made her cry. I ran to hug her and looked at my cousin to see what she is going to do, and she simply laughed and said, "Kids will be kids." It was just a slap. She will be fine. As soon as she said that, and before I could say anything, my older kids raised their hands and slapped her hard on both sides of her face. She fell on the ground and started to cry. Okay, 2 rights do not make a wrong.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
But now I'm kind of understanding this. My cousin looked at me with wide eyes and said, "What the F is wrong with your kids? Why would they do that?" And I just shrugged and said, "I don't know. Kids will be kids, I guess." She called me an asshole and has been telling people I allowed my teenagers to bully her toddler. To be honest here, other than the children who are a little bit bratty, but regardless, they are kids. Everybody's an asshole, I think, in this situation. If your child slaps another kid, you don't just say, "Kids will be kids." No, you correct that. But I mean, like I said, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
He can be taught.
Though now I kind of get what the title is alluding to. Yeah, you guys all suck. Am I the asshole for calling CPS after finding out this woman left her children at home to go to the bar? It happens way more than you would think. I have a mutual friend who has 2 children, 3, 5 years old. Last night, my friend invited her out for drinks, but she said that she couldn't until her children were asleep. So around midnight, girl comes into the bar and starts drinking. I asked her if she got a babysitter, and she said no, but it's not a big worry because she has cameras and monitors around the house. In case anything happens, she lives about 3 to 4 minutes away across town. Never in a million years. I don't care how many cameras you have set up in the house. 3, how old were the children? 3 and 5? No. No, just no. I don't care. No. You do not leave the house and leave your babies alone in the house. I don't care if you have cameras. I don't care. That is a hill I will die on right there. She stayed for almost 2 hours, left once, and returned again. She drank like 5 margaritas. So not only is she not at home with the kids, she's drinking and driving. Oh, wow. Mom of the year here. It seemed as I was the only one who thought this was a big deal. She acted like she does this all the time. She probably does. I know her daughters, and the one literally just turned 3 and is a terror. It sickens me to know that mom is out getting drunk off her ass while her babies are at home, cameras are not. Want to call CPS, but will they do anything? What would you do? Would you call CPS? That feels to me like that's an appropriate time to call, which I don't really know what the law is for that. Let's Google real fast. Hang on. I will check and see for Vegas, and then we'll just check for like the country itself. Okay, so this was just a quick answers questions thing it says from licensed attorneys. How old do you have to be to stay home alone in Las Vegas? You have to be at least 11 or 12 to be home alone without adult supervision. I think the person that typed this might have been 11. This is from somebody who's actually an attorney in law in Reno. What is it? The littlest big city in Nevada, or the biggest little? No, it's the littlest big city in Nevada. You do not have to be 11 or 12 to be left without adult supervision. The answer given by my colleague is a good guideline. Oh, that's a colleague? Well, they need somebody to proofread their stuff. But Nevada law does not set a strict age limit because each child is different. Some are better able to care for themselves and make good choices at earlier ages than others. My daughter is 11, and now I know I'm a helicopter mom. I'm kind of crazy. There's no way in hell I'd ever leave her home by herself. Ever. No way. Cameras and all. I just wouldn't do it. I'm just not comfortable with it myself. So a lot of it does, I think, depend on the parent. 3 and 5 is really young, though. That's really young. Let's see what it is in just America. So while child experts typically agree that 11 or 12 years old is an appropriate age to stay home for a few hours, there are a number of factors to consider. So this is basically the same thing, just America in general. It's saying that 11 or 12. I guess some people were pointing out that, sometimes teenagers babysit kids, and they're 13 or 14. To be perfectly honest, I'd never leave my child with a 13-year-old. To me, 3 and 5 years old it's just way too young. Way too young. It looks like this person actually did call CPS, but we don't have an update. So am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my nephew after my sister insulted my career? I, 29 female, am a freelance graphic designer. Took me a second to get that out. And I work from home. I love what I do and have built a successful business over the past 5 years. My sister, Sarah, 34 female, has a 5-year-old son, Ethan, who is energetic and quite a handful. Sarah works a traditional 9-to-5 job and her husband often travels for work. For the past year, Sarah has been asking me to babysit Ethan several times a week. She claims it's because I'm home all day and have a flexible schedule. Oh, this is kind of territory that I'm starting to get into now. I agreed at first, but it quickly became overwhelming. Ethan demands a lot of attention, and it's hard to focus on my work when he's around. I started setting boundaries, saying I could only babysit on specific days or times. Sarah didn't take this well and kept pushing for more. Yeah, I don't know why people seem to think like if you work from home, like we seriously can just stop and just run around and do whatever we want. It's a schedule type thing. And if you have a child that's young like that running around, yeah, you're going to have trouble getting your work done. Last week, things came to a head. Sarah called me in the middle of a work deadline asking if I could take Ethan because her regular babysitter canceled last minute. I told her I couldn't as I had an important project due. She snapped saying, "You're just sitting at home drawing. How hard can it be to watch a kid?" Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that kind of changes things a little bit. I was hurt and angry. I told her that my job is just as important and demanding as hers. Yes. And that she should respect my time. She hung up on me and we haven't spoken since. Yesterday, I got a call from our mom saying that Sarah is struggling and needs help with Ethan and that I should be more supportive because family comes first. I don't want to sound mean, but it's kind of like, I got to take care of my stuff. I can't drop everything to watch your kid. It's your kid. You figure it out. I explained what happened and mom said I was being too sensitive and should let it go. But I feel disrespected and don't want to babysit Ethan anymore, at least until Sarah apologizes and acknowledges that my work is important. Yeah, I don't even think it's so much acknowledging that your work is important, but apologizing for being an asshole, saying that your work, in a way, yeah, that your work isn't important, that you have all the time in the world. No, so I agree with you. Yeah, they need to apologize. Now Sarah is telling our relatives that I'm refusing to help her out of spite. And some of them agree with her. Sounds like she's telling your relatives out of spite. I'm starting to feel guilty, but also stand by my need for boundaries and respect. So am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my nephew after my sister insulted my career? No. He's not your responsibility. She's the one that decided to have a child and she has a career. So she needs to figure out how to deal with that. But it's not your responsibility to figure it out. They're thinking that just because you're at home, you're just sitting around twirling your thumbs. That's not the case. Like, you're working too. So no, you're absolutely not the asshole here. Your sister's kind of an asshole. Am I the asshole for giving mother-in-law eviction paperwork? Update: we inherited a property and mother-in-law will not leave. Ugh, mother-in-laws. Aren't they the worst? I couldn't tag my original post. I'm sorry. Please go to my page if you want a more clear picture. Trigger warning for suicide threats. Oh, not one of those. I wanted to come and give you all an update on what has happened so far. A lot of you suggested that the reason my mother-in-law would not leave the property is because she spent all her insurance money, and you were right. We sat her down not long ago to ask her realistically where she was on the remodel and how much she has left from the insurance. Turns out she had about nothing left and didn't start on her remodel. We begged her to let us take over her house that had the fire and she refused. She found the post I originally did because someone she was paying to help her clean told her about it. And she was mad, telling us we better not evict her. Does everybody use Reddit? I would be horrified if my mom found like some of my Reddit posts and then I would be confused like, Mom, you barely even know how to use your phone. How did you find me on Reddit? My husband and I agreed to try to get the property we inherited cleaned and possibly let her be around as we remodeled. But it became clear as we helped her that she was going to go down kicking and screaming as she wanted every item, even if it was trash. Every time we helped her, she would scream at us, calling my husband and his brothers a-holes and myself a b-word. Oh no, she'd be out now. She'd be out. Completely cut out of here. She has spit on her sons and we were done. We served her with papers and gave her 2.5 months. Good. Instead of the normal 30 days. And my brother-in-law offered his house for her to sleep and shower, but that isn't good enough for her. She calls my husband every day, getting more desperate as the weeks go on. Starting off with, I won't be ready, to now threatening to kill herself and that we don't love her. I guess I can be kind of heartless sometimes, but I don't like that. I don't tolerate that kind of fucking behavior. You want to be crazy, and then when the consequences of your actions come back, then you want to play a victim? Get the fuck out of here with that. The problem is we care for her a ton, and I've been very hands off on the whole situation because we have never gotten along. And I didn't want to be the blame for all this. Understandable. Her house that caught on fire was just condemned because it's been a year and 7 months since it happened, and she's expecting all of us to put everything on pause for her. I can't keep living my life where I'm paying for 2 properties and funding someone else's existence. We have had the inherited property for a year now and only just now put our foot down and gave her the eviction. I feel like we have been super lenient and understanding, but when she stops us from bringing in contractors to repair anything outside the house or buds in with the builders and only wants her opinions to get heard, it's frustrating. Reddit, please tell me your opinion on this situation and if we are wrong. Any suggestions would be amazing. Thank you. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I think you did the right thing. I don't know what is with the older generations that think that they are owed everything that their children have earned. My mom is kind of the same way. I won't get into a big talk about that because I feel like I talk about her all the time, but she is kind of the same way. She thinks that she needs to be taken care of by all of us. But to any parent out there that feels that way, have you earned it? Really, have you earned it? You're standing around calling your son an asshole and your daughter-in-law a bitch. Have you earned being taken care of by them? Nope. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so I am done and now opening the floor to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you guys next time. Until then, I hope your symptoms are low and I hope your magic is strong. Bye.